there, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. This is another episode of Let's Talk Tech. This week, we're going to talk about something that I mentioned in one of our previous podcasts, and that was quick parts. So I'm going to call them the word feature that will save freelancers potentially hours each week. So if you're a freelancer who works in Microsoft Word regularly, whether it be writing proposals, creating client documents, drafting contracts, sending reports, you're probably typing the same content over and over again. Your company name and address, standard contract clauses, disclaimer text, maybe formatting heavy sections that take a long time to recreate each time. So what if I told you that there's a built-in feature in Word that lets you save chunks of text along with formatting, images, and even entire document sections if you'd like, and then insert them with just a few clicks or keystrokes? Well, hopefully you'll be excited to learn that there is a feature like this. It's called Quick Parts, and it's one of those underutilized features that can generally save you hours every week once you start using it. So what are Quick Parts? Quick Parts are a feature in Microsoft Word that allows you to save reusable content. Things like text, formatted paragraphs, tables, images, headers, footers, logos, or even entire page layouts. You can save them as building blocks that you can quickly insert into any document. So think of it as a library of pre-built content pieces that you use frequently. Instead of retyping or copying and pasting from old documents, you can insert these saved elements in seconds. Quick Parts maintain all of the formatting styles, fonts, colors, and images. So if you spent time getting a section to look exactly right, it would make sense for you to save it once and reuse it endlessly without having to recreate the formatting every time, right? So we all know, you've heard me say before, as a freelancer, your time is money. And every minute that you spend reformatting a proposal header or retyping your standard contract language, that's a minute that you're not spending on billable work. So Quick Parts should help you with that. It should help you to save time on repetitive tasks. You'll be able to stop recreating the same content from scratch in every document. It'll also help you maintain consistency because you're going to ensure that your branding and your formatting and your standard language are identical across all client documents. This should likely help you to reduce errors because when you're copying and pasting from old files or retyping standard text, if you're like me, you do sometimes make an error in copying, which does risk a typo or an inconsistency. So Quick Parts is going to eliminate that risk. It'll help you to look more professional and work faster. So how do you create a quick part in Word? I used Word for years before I knew that these existed. All right, we'll walk through a practical example. So say that you're a freelance consultant and you include the same project scope and deliverables section in every single proposal you send. It has very specific formatting, bullet points, and just standard language that you can customize slightly for each client, but overall it's the same. Well, let's use this example to create our quick part. First thing you're going to do is type and format the section exactly how you want it to appear. So you can see on the screen here that I did that. I have the section ready to go, so you didn't have to watch me type it, and it's titled Project Scope and Deliverables. Now, of course, you're going to want to make sure that all of your formatting is exactly how you want it before you actually select the content. Okay, so I've done that. It looks good. So now I'm going to select the content. So you're going to highlight the entire section that you want to save, including all the text and formatting. Then you're going to save it as a quick part. So to do that, you need to go to the Insert tab and you need to click on Quick Parts. It should be in your text group. Then select Save Selection to Quick Part Gallery. And you're going to get a dialog box that appears, and it's going to ask you to name your quick part and also provide some details. So for the name, you want to give it a clear descriptive name that you're going to be able to easily associate it with. For the gallery, you can just leave that as quick parts, or if you want, you can choose a different gallery. Once you get going with this, I'd say just leave it as quick parts. Let's not get too complicated. Then you're going to be able to choose the category that you want. You can create custom categories to organize your quick parts if you end up with a lot of them, or you can just use general. Because this is just an example, let's just use general. The description is optional. But then you're going to want to save it in building blocks because it's going to make it available across all of your documents, which is inevitably what you want. And then under options, choose Insert Content Only. This is going to insert the quick part wherever your cursor is, which again is what we want. And then click OK and your quick part is saved. So after a few steps, you've got it set up and now it's ready to go. So as our next part, let's actually see how you can use these quick parts. So now let's pretend we're working on a new proposal and we need to insert that section. All you have to do is place the cursor where you want your content to appear. That's important. Then go to Insert Quick Parts. And then all you're going to do is select the Save Quick Part from the drop-down menu. And that's all. There it is. The entire formatted section appears instantly as you see on the screen. And then you can just customize it if necessary. So what can you use quick parts for? Well, there's lots of things. You can use proposal headers and footers. You can create quick parts for them. Contract clauses, any type of standard language that you use. If you have any sort of signature blocks on Word documents, you can create that. If you have a certain formatting for your testimonials, you could do that. Table templates is always a good one. If you frequently use tables with specific formatting, then you can save them as quick parts. Disclaimers and legal text, branded section dividers, really the options are unlimited if you really think about those things that would be beneficial for you to have available with literally just 2 clicks. So where else can you use this concept? It's so cool, right? Don't you want to use it everywhere? Well, this whole overarching concept of quick parts exists across many freelance tools under different names. We looked at one recently when we looked at setting up email templates for our business. We looked at TextExpander. That sort of functions like this quick part, but there are also features across other programs that you likely use where it has this capability. Outlook's quick steps for emails are similar. And then Google Docs has building blocks. Excel has saved formulas and templates. Gmail has canned responses. So it is available in a variety of places. And the principle's always the same. You save reusable content once and then insert it anywhere with a click later on. I'll cover how to set up some of these in detail in a future post. If you're interested, just let me know. But once you understand quick parts in Word, you can most likely apply the same process to these other tools with a little bit of effort. So I do have a few tips for getting the most out of quick parts. And basically, they're simple, but they're important. Name them clearly. So rather than just name them header, name them associated to the appropriate document, like proposal header. This way, it'll be easier when you do have a huge library of quick parts and you're scouring through them to find the right one. The second one is to start using those categories when you do get many quick parts. It will help you be more organized. Similarly, you're going to also want to include placeholders for many of these so that you remember to fill in certain sections that need to be customized. I'd recommend putting those in all caps or in all caps in bold so that it really stands out so that you don't forget to fill them in when you do insert them. Now know that you can update these as needed, and that's important to do, that they don't have to be static forever. One thing that I forgot to do when I first started out is back them up. Now, quick parts are stored in the building blocks file on your computer. So if you switch computers or you reinstall Word, you're going to need to transfer that file to keep your quick parts. Otherwise, you're going to need to recreate them. If you want more information on that, just ask your favorite AI tool how to export or import building blocks for your version of Word. And then last, and I always suggest this, start small. You don't need to create 50 quick parts right away. Start with a few, see if you like it, and then build your library from there. But hopefully this is going to be an effective tool for you. It should definitely save you time if you think about the math. For instance, if you're a freelancer who sends out 10 proposals a week, and each proposal includes maybe 4 different sections that are standard, like a header, an about me section, project scope, or payment terms. Without quick parts, say that it would take you 12 to 15 minutes per proposal. So times 10 proposals, that's 120 to 150 minutes. So that's between 2 and 2.5 hours per month. With quick parts, it's probably going to take you 30 seconds to a minute to insert all 4 of those quick parts once you've created. So times 10 proposals, it's going to take you between 5 and 10 minutes per month. So you've got a fairly large time saving there just from this one easy workflow. And if you think about all of these processes that we've talked about in other podcasts, think of the time that all of these will save you by just implementing them, because you are really reducing that time that it takes for that repetitive content that you create. And the time can become significant. So in conclusion, quick parts and similar other tools are one of those simple productivity hacks that generally can make a difference in your day-to-day freelance work. If you are already creating great content, which I know you are, and you're already formatting documents thoughtfully, quick parts is just going to let you do it once and reuse it endlessly instead of reinventing the wheel every single time. So if you've been manually creating the same sections, copying and pasting from old files, or spending time reformatting things that you've already formatted 100 times before, then stop and start using quick parts. Build your library, reclaim your time. Your future self will thank you. Thanks again for watching. I hope you tune in soon. Please share, like, and subscribe to help build support for the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.